Hey YouTubers, getting ready to do part 2 here of the old sawmill. Found a loose bearing, what we thought was a loose bearing, so I bought a new bearing, but you can see right there, the bearing has been smoked before, and it has been spinning on the shaft and made a ridge. That right there is not supposed to be there, that little ridge. It's not a snap ring, it's an actual ridge. So front, here it hit, and the back. So what we're going to do is probably have to take this apart. I might be able to redneck it here, but first we're going to cut this bearing off, see if we can get the shaft dressed up. And this is bigger than a 1-inch bearing. Must be 1.25 inches, 1 1/8, but I haven't measured it. But we might be able to hook and I've done this before, if you can hook a belt to this, an electric motor, and turn the shaft, you can kind of make you a redneck lathe right here. If you can find a way to drive that shaft fairly uniformly, you can take some kind of abrasive and basically turn that shaft down right here, and until the 1-inch bearing fits on it. So we might go that route. This belt here, I replaced the other one, but this one needs replaced probably anyway. So we could take that off the wheel, put an electric motor down here, just rig something up to turn it, and run a V-belt down to it just to run it temporarily. And this front bearing is quite a bit bigger. Looks like it's like 1 5/8 inches or something. But anyway, it's good and tight. But this one here is not going to work. You could probably run it that way for a long time, or you could tack the race to the shaft and run it. But while we're here, we might as well fix that, and then we can go ahead and address some of this other BS. Here's one really cool thing about this. I like this little chain driven deal that moves your blade guide in and out. And the way they offset this blade at an angle, looks like it's about 30 degrees or whatever to the deck. A lot of people are saying it's to keep the teeth from, gouging into the face of the log right off the rip, but I would think it'd be more efficient in the long run for that thing to be running straight into the log. Every time you cut a log here, you're cutting more of it than you need to. So that's kind of needs fixed. The bearings on the other side are tight. We got 25 foot of deck here, so you should be able to cut a 24-foot board on this piece of crap once you get it working. This is the homemade, well, it's all homemade, but this is the way you lower and raise the blade, and it's actually pretty ingenious. You got a belt wrapping around this pulley. You put your hand down here and hit this lever. Watch, it lowers the blade. You got a little V-belt brake on it. It's pretty cool. So at one time this thing has cut some wood, I'm sure. It's completely a mess. I mean, it needs a lot of work, but I'm gonna see if I can get it running long enough to cut this framing up for this garage, and then we will probably keep the frame, the deck frame, and do away with these axles, put a regular pneumatic wheel axle on it, and weld up the extension. That's just a bolt-on extension. I've got a temporary on there right now, but and we'll probably just scrap all this here. We'll keep the shivs and the blade guides and some of the other stuff here, and just the rest of this crap is scrap. But if we can get it to run and work, there's no need, and might as well get some use out of it. I don't know that I may not just rebuild another one, build a whole new mill, and keep this one for just a conversation piece, because the more you look at it, the worse it gets. So anyway, had a little bit of time this afternoon, so that's what we're working on. We'll cut that bearing off of there and figure out something there. do some measuring. I've not even measured it yet, but I'm sure we can get a bearing. It's just a pebble block with a roll-in insert. So, all right, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.